Heidi Hansen, and I'm president of Beaming's Board of Directors. And on behalf of the entire board, I extend the warmest of welcomes to all of you as we gather online for the 10th annual Night at the Races, holiday style. We're so delighted that you're here. Beaming needs your support, now more than ever. Tonight, we'll celebrate our programs and our sponsors. You'll meet some of our riders and horses, and you'll have a variety of opportunities to bid on our auction items. Please remember that the live raffle is at 7 p.m. And if you have not already registered, there's still time.
Hi, it's Bob Madden reporting from Beaming Inc., a nonprofit organization in Neenah that offers therapy to adults and children with the assistance of horses. Yes, it's horsepower, stepping up to help the disabled and emotionally traumatized. It stands for Building Equine Assisted Mobility into New Growth, and its director, Katie Samuelson, describes the clientele.
We have people with special needs, autism spectrum disorder, cognitive delay, our veteran population, Alzheimer's, dementia, and youth at risk.
So, how does it work?
We can do groundwork, or we can have the riders on the horse. When they come in, they take and they do grooming and build some confidence and bond with that animal. We also have them take and mount or walk the horse through an obstacle course. A lot of it takes and it builds up their connection and makes them feel, that they have the ability to control that 1,000-pound animal.
This gives kids and handicapped adults confidence which is measurable. Skills and goals are reported to the county, which in turn supplies a nominal fee for the data. But mainly, Beaming relies on donations, which just enable them to get a ramp and lift system.
And this goes underneath your leg, each leg. Can you put the other one under? Grab her leg.
This helps the 30% of people who can't ride because they're in wheelchairs. It also aids veterans who have prosthetics or other issues. Donations are great, but their greatest assets are volunteers. Without them, they can't operate safely. Each rider gets a handler and 2 sidewalkers for stability and emergency situations. And what do volunteers get?
The reason I love Beaming so much is because I can see little kids smile all day, every day, and it just warms my heart.
And they're big animals. So for them to feel the respect for the horse and yet confidence in the horse is very, very rewarding.
And occasionally, Beaming will do special events.
Today we had basically equine memory cafe designed for people with early stage dementia or moderate dementia. We had 4 stations set up for the individuals. People brushed the horses, they fed the horses.
On this day, they brought out Rick Edmondson.
He has Alzheimer's, and it's kind of early to moderate stage Alzheimer's.
Do you like it here?
I do like it.
You do like it? Does it make you feel calm?
Yeah.
He has some short-term memory issues, but he still has the motor skills. And when he gets on a horse, that memory comes back to riding a horse.
So Katie and her crew saddled up Rick for a return to riding.
So I want you to kind of just sit and relax, Rick. Keep your hands down. What's your horse's name?
Billy?
Yeah, very good.
The socialization and the equine experience, the interaction with the horses are very soothing to individuals.
Every person that's involved in Beaming has a special need to take and get something specific out of it. And I think that as they work with the horses and they've developed that bond, that's the most important part of it.
Whether riders are taking weekly lessons or doing customized therapy with a horse, it's during that time family members are able to watch their loved ones beam. Kids at Beaming love the horses. Some have even developed a bond with their favorite horse. Here are some of the kids in their own words.
He's the first horse I've ever been with, and I would just say he's the biggest.
Sometimes when I'm riding on the horse and I go like, some of the horse is answering me.
I like Annie because she has this mohawk, and my favorite thing about horses, I get to ride them.
And when I'm on the horse seat, I don't have to walk.
I've always loved horses since I was a baby. And it's really nice, and I love the horses here.
Helping the kids and adult riders, of course, are volunteers. They play a crucial role in making the Beaming experience happen.
Bail!
Going right for it.
Yeah.
We help folks with disabilities ride horses.
So as soon as I get here, I will check in and take my temperature.
And then we find out which horses are going to be used for the day, and we proceed to groom them.
And then we'll wait a little bit and get them saddled up. And bring them into the arena so that they can be ridden for their lesson.
And then we have an instructor, and they will proceed to tell the riders what to do.
Let's stretch those arms out like airplanes.
Sometimes I get put as a sidewalker, so I'll watch and make sure that the rider is safe.
And then they have like a course to go through, like they'll weave cones, and then they have some poles that make the shape of a box, and they will have the rider stop the horse in the box.
I enjoy getting to see the changes that these riders come in and walk out with. I like getting to see the smile that gets put on their faces.
And I just recently retired. I've loved horses all my life and never had a real opportunity to work with them until now.
And how do you like them?
I absolutely love it. It's the highlight of my week.
There is nothing as powerful as a changed mind. You can change your hair, your clothing, your residency. But can you change the world? If you don't change your mind, the same experience will perpetuate itself over and over again. If you want something more out of your life and you want to change the world, yourself, acquire something or reach a goal and help others, you need to stand up. Stand up, change your behaviors, and overcome the bad habits. It's a challenge. It's hard. Stand up for yourself and change the world. Most people go through life never discovering their talents. They never know how they can make a difference in the world. If you don't develop the courage to do what you have been given to do, you spend a lot of time going around trying to convince other people and trying to get their approval. What happens is you lose your nerve. Other people will convince you that what you are doing doesn't have any value. You give up on your dreams and the dreams of helping others. How much time do you have left? How much time do you have left to help change the world? Stand up, find ovation, and change the world. Find motivation and change the world. Most of us don't use the stuff that we have brought into the universe. Stop wasting valuable time. If you want something, you've got to be relentless, resourceful, and creative. The only thing that is going to make you happy, my friends, in this year or in any other, is to step it up. Stand up. Change the world. Raise the standard. Discover what you're capable of and what you can do. It's that incredible power of pushing through. Whatever is holding you back, get to the other side of a more positive and true self. That's what changing the world is about. When you step up into your fears and continue to push yourself through to go on and also help others, something incredible will happen to you. Look at someone who's really successful and think, wow, they're so amazing. They're such a genius. You need to remember something. People are rewarded for changing the world. You need the power, the winner's quality, and the hunger without giving up. This is the power. This is the grit. It exists within all of us. We can change our lives and help change the world, one ride at a time. There is greatness in all of you, so stand up. Stand up and change the world. Tune all the critics out. Don't let anything stop you from the power and the human spirit. The human spirit, it's unstoppable. Live life with passion. Drive. Stand up today. Stand up and change the world. This is your day.
Good evening. My name is Walt Surrender. I'm the Vice President of the Board for Beaming. And we want to thank Lynn Cummings Keller for being our lead sponsor for our holiday night at the races. This year at Beaming, we started a new program for people with early to moderate stage dementia. We actually held 3 memory cafes here, 2 live and 1 remote. We're working in cooperation with the Fox Valley Memory Project and their executive director, Mike Rockcast.
Hi, I'm Mike Rockcast, the executive director for the Fox Valley Memory Project, and I'm here to explain how your support of Beaming helps people living with memory loss, Alzheimer's, and other forms of dementia, and equally important, their caregivers. Beaming has hosted multiple events, and our participants have been provided great moments of joy. They have helped them remember meaningful times in their past with horses. Recently, we live streamed an event where one of our participants, a person living with memory loss, was able to safely ride, invoking memories of his past life on a ranch and giving him and his wife so much joy. She was able to see him doing something that made him so happy and engaged, and this can be a very challenging journey for both of them. Again, Beaming provided them an opportunity to be engaged and to find some very important moments of joy. Your support of Beaming helps them and so many other people in so many different ways. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike, for sharing the unique partnership that Beaming has with Fox Valley Memory Project. We are so excited for the continued opportunity to serve those with memory loss. I'm Pam Winnick, Board Secretary and Co-Chair of tonight's Night at the Races with Walt Serenner. We want to say a special thank you to our many generous sponsors here on our Wall of Champions, our donors, and our bidders, because without you, we wouldn't be able to change lives one ride at a time. Next, I want to introduce you to Cassidy McDaniels. She's a special education teacher at Oshkosh North High School for juniors and seniors. Cassidy's going to share how the programs at Beaming and this little girl sparkles makes a difference for her students.
Hello, my name is Cassidy McDaniels, and I am a special education teacher with the Oshkosh School District. I work with a group of juniors and seniors in high school with a wide variety of abilities, and we really work on transitioning from high school to adulthood and life outside of high school. So we have a really big focus on adult living and independent living, and we also have a really big focus on job skill training and preparing yourself for the workforce, because that's what's coming for you after you graduate. So it's a really great program, and we have really great opportunities to do a lot of really meaningful work with these students to make sure that they are prepared for life after they leave us and they graduate and they're out there in the real world. So in order to do that, we do a lot of job skill training that can be transferred from job to job. So a skill that you learn at one job could transfer over to another job. We like to have lots of different opportunities for work training in a variety of areas so that students can have a resume built when they leave high school, and they can say, well, I've worked in a fast food setting, and I've worked in an outdoor setting doing construction and things like that. I've worked in custodial. I've done all these different things. So it's really great to give them a wide variety of experiences so that they have those experiences going into whatever it is that whatever path they find themselves in later on in life. In order to do that, we need community partnerships, because I think that I'm really great and I can teach all these different skills in the classroom about job training and interacting with your coworkers and speaking to a boss and all those things, but they're not meaningful until you are doing them in the actual job setting. And that is the piece that is so key in this program, is having community organizations and community partnerships where my students can take those skills that they might learn in the classroom and apply them in real life, because they might look really, really different in the classroom versus actually doing them at a job site. And one of those awesome partnerships that we have in the community is with Beaming. And I take my students there once a week. With COVID, we kind of had to cut back to once a week because I have students on a crazy every other day schedule. But Beaming has been so wonderful to work with through all this COVID madness. They've been so accommodating. They want us to come out there. We feel so welcome. And they're really providing a really safe environment for students to learn these extremely important skills that they're going to carry on and take with them for the rest of their lives. So we do a lot of different things at Beaming. One thing is that we do lots of different jobs. Typically when we get there, the students will sweep up the barn, get all the dirt pushed aside and the hay pushed back into where the horses' stalls and things like that. We'll feed and water the horses. Typically, we've been grooming the horses. It's been really muddy, so the students have been really grooming the horses and making them feel good and get clean. And it's all these things that, a horse needs to be groomed. Well, people also need to be groomed and take care of their hygiene. So it's really those transferable skills that work with, hey, this is, animals need these things taken care of. Well, so do I, but it looks a little bit different. So we have that work skill piece that is really great. And as students get there, they know what's going on now after the first couple of weeks. They're ready to go. They're confident. They grab their brooms right away. They don't need direction because they know what they're doing. So that's really great to see that progression of confidence just in their work skills, because I do this every week. I know what I'm doing. I can do it. But aside from that, there are other really valuable things that my students take away from being at Beaming. One of the big ones is just their confidence and their ability to do things that make them uncomfortable. So working with a horse can be really intimidating. It can be, this is a massive animal that weighs who knows how much more than I do. And it can be really intimidating to work with a horse. If you haven't before, and most of my students hadn't worked with horses until they came out to Beaming. So just that initial becoming comfortable with working with the horses is huge. And as soon as they start working with the horses, they get it and they're calm, and it's almost therapeutic for them to be working with these horses and to be taking care of the horses, knowing that the horses need their support to survive. The horses can't feed and water themselves. My students are feeding and watering them. And the other big piece is communication with the horses and with your surroundings. So, students learn how to walk with the horses first. So they're practicing saying things like walk on or hold up, or whatever their command is. They'll probably be like, she doesn't know anything. But they're communicating with the horses, and they're the leader. They're the ones who are in charge. And oftentimes these kids don't have those experiences. They don't oftentimes find themselves in a leadership position. And at Beaming, they do. And that does incredible, incredible things for their confidence. Something else that's huge is this problem solving piece. So, things day to day, we have these tasks that we do every time that we go there, but then there's always some sort of an outlier, something extra that we have to do, or something that is different than the way it was done last time that we have to figure out, how do we do this now? Last week when we were at Beaming, we did an exercise where students had to walk Sparkles, the mini horse, through an obstacle course, and they couldn't touch her, and they couldn't use food to kind of persuade her to come. They just had to problem solve as a group and figure out how to get her to weave in between these cones and go around bins without touching her. And this task was hard. I saw students getting frustrated because Sparkles was a slippery little thing, and she would all of a sudden just dart around them and run over to the corner to eat more hay. And they were frustrated, and it took quite some time for them to figure out how to communicate with each other, how to get past their frustrations, how to take a deep breath and try again. And when they accomplished it, because they did accomplish it, they felt so great. They're really learning that piece where things aren't going to come easy and jobs aren't going to come easy, but I can persevere and I can keep trying, and I will be successful at some point, and that success is going to feel really great. after I've struggled or I've had a hard time. So, you know, that the sense of accomplishment that students have after being at Beaming is just huge, and it's really, really great to see, and it's something that I'm so thankful for, to have this partnership with Beaming. My students love it. They're learning such valuable skills being there, and they don't even necessarily realize that these are things that they're skills that they're going to take with them for the rest of their lives. So we're very thankful to Beaming. We're so grateful for the opportunity to come out once a week to work with the wonderful staff and to learn all of these fantastic adult living skills, independent skills, and work training skills. So thank you, Beaming. We appreciate you more than you know.
Happy holidays from the UW Oshkosh Human Services and Leadership students.
Happy holidays!
Sparkles wants you to know you have to get your cash raffle tickets by 6:30 p.m. tonight. We'll be drawing on Facebook Live at 7. Join us. Good evening. I'm Katie Samuelson. There's an old saying that there's something about the outside of a horse that's good for the inside of a man. An entire body of scientific research now confirms that that is the case. There's physical problems and trials of the human spirit that doctors and medicine alone can't solve. Sometimes it takes a horse. What is it about a horse that can change people's lives? I think I know the secret. This is Spuds, one of our hard-working equine partners at Beaming. He and his stablemates pass along to their riders a few equine outlooks on life that humans sometimes lack. Beauty without vanity, friendship without envy, power without violence, nobility without pride, patience without judgment. Take Spuds, for example, one of our most popular equine volunteers. He's so popular that he has his own fan club. Spuds particularly enjoys working with bright, talented riders born with different abilities who have special needs. Autism, cerebral palsy, Down syndrome. Strong, gentle, and patient, Spuds always puts a smile on the face of those kids that usually don't smile. A smile on a child's face, that's a victory in itself. Once we get a smile, there's no end to what Spuds may accomplish. This is Cooper. He seems to have a patriotic bent and gets along well with our veterans. These are the men and women who every day replay in their minds the horror of war. Others live every day with the pain from their physical wounds. Cooper has a program for all our heroes. Teddy likes to work with kids that believe they just don't fit in. He helps build confidence these kids lack. He teaches them how to subtly take charge of their lives and assert themselves. And for some, he helps them forget unspeakable personal experiences they have endured. Like all of our horses, Teddy doesn't mind the times these kids wipe their tears in his mane. And for the kids, they know he will not betray the secrets they whisper to him. Feeding and caring for our hardworking horses is one of our biggest expenses. Money is always tight. There are times we don't even know where the next bale of hay is coming from. That's where the Spuds Fan Club comes in. Here's the deal. It costs us about $7.95 to feed and provide the animal with necessary veterinarian and farrier care and all of its other needs. Membership in the Spuds Fan Club, by coincidence, is only $7.95 a month. In other words, I am asking each of you for just $7.95 a month to feed and care for one of our horses one day each month. So what are the benefits of a membership for you? 2 smiles. A smile of the face of a child that needs Beaming's help, and a smile on your own face knowing that you put that smile on the face of a child who doesn't smile very often. Spuds Club's second benefit will have you be a hero with your own kids, your grandkids, or a special child in your life. Beaming will hold a special Spuds Club meeting on Saturday, July 28th at the farm, where you will be invited to bring your special kids to actually ride Spuds and his friends. Imagine the scene on a Saturday morning. You would ask your kids, what would you like to do today? Go to the mall, go to the movies, or go horseback riding? There isn't a kid in the world that would say that they don't want to go horseback riding. Your kids will get a free riding lesson under the safe conditions and under the watchful eyes of the Beaming staff. It will be one of those special occasions they will remember for the rest of their lives. On your table is a sign-up form to join the Spuds Club. Please fill it out now. Membership is only $7.95 a month. Your club dues will be charged each month to your credit card. Cancel your membership at any time. At Beaming, our horses are the backbone of our program. Without them or the funds to care for them, we are out of business. Please, it's only $7.95. If you can't support us in any other way, please, please join the Spuds Club. Spuds doesn't give up on anyone. Don't give up on him. He needs your support. It's just $7.95 and will be the best money you've ever spent.
Join the Spuds Club. It's only $7.95 a month.
Did you know horses can hear a human heartbeat from 4 feet away? When in a herd, they synchronize their heartbeats, and if one horse's heart rate goes up, they know there is danger. A human's heart will sync or entrain to the heart rhythm of a horse's heart just by being near the horse. While in primates, especially humans, olfactory structures have greatly diminished, while the horse brain has extremely large olfactory bulbs with a convoluted surface. We still have so much to learn about horses, but what we do know is that they are one of the most intuitive and therapeutic animals on our planet. There is a good reason they are able to help change lives, one ride at a time. You are about to hear firsthand experiences from interactions with these amazing and majestic animals at Beaming Incorporated. If you'd like to learn more about the horses, programs, classes, volunteer opportunities, and events offered at Beaming, please visit our website at www.beaminginc.org after tonight's event.
Yeah, my name is Paul Jones. I'm the father of Gideon Jones here with us today. Gideon is actually the third child in our family, with his sister being the second to participate in Beaming. It's been a wonderful program for all of the 3 children that have worked with Beaming. It really gives them an opportunity to develop relationships and skills and empathy. It clearly calms them down, dealing with a lot of the stress and anxiety issues that they have. Beaming has just been a wonderful opportunity for them, not only to work with the horses, large animals, and feel confident, but also to the wonderful people who work with Beaming and make it so special for these children.
Gideon, what's your favorite part about Beaming?
When the horse always come to different color, and I always wear a different kind of horse.
Which horse is your favorite?
The one that have three white hooves and one is not white.
Oh, is it Annie? Mm-hmm. Annie? Yeah, that one is my favorite too.
I've looked at Beaming, and frankly, I'll be honest, when I first heard 10, 15 years ago about the idea of horses as part of their therapy, I was, really? How does that work? But it's just amazing for all of our children in terms of seeing how they become more calm, more self-aware and centered, and how it really pulls out the empathy in them to get this relationship with a large animal.
Good evening, everyone. I am Jean Thur. I am the mom of Daniel, one of the beneficiaries of the Beaming program. I am so grateful for your attendance here tonight. In 2010, we brought Daniel home from Ukraine. He was the younger brother of Nick and Dennis, who we adopted in 2007. Daniel was 3 years old and has cerebral palsy. I first learned about the beaming program from a colleague at work. She and her husband invited myself and my husband to a night at the races. At that time, we were just glad to support an organization that brought people who had needs together with volunteers and horses in a relationship that was fun and therapeutic. 2 years later, we became involved in another way. Our son Daniel started riding when he was 5 years old. The first time he rode, he slouched forward so much that Katie had to put a life vest on him so he wouldn't bash his teeth on the saddle horn. In just a few rides, he was sitting up better and the vest came off. Since then, his balance and his core strength have improved dramatically. He's even made it around the arena once with the sidewalkers just spotting him and not actually touching him. He didn't fall off. He felt pretty good about that. He's also gained in confidence. He prepared for a couple of competitions where he went in and gave loud, authoritative commands to that great big horse to the point that the judges were even impressed. It's meant a lot to our family. Because of this, I also became a sidewalker because I could see the benefits and how we could help other people do it. So did my husband and our oldest son, Nick, who's 14 now. We've watched other riders during these years as they also gained in strength, balance, communication as well. It's meant a lot to us. It's been a life changer. None of this is possible without the willing and enthusiastic work of the volunteers and staff. We are so grateful to each one who has taken the time to go through training and has made the commitment to be present and work during each of the weeks of riding. Everyone has a busy schedule, and each one of these have given a real significant gift of love. So I am grateful for everyone who's come out here tonight. On behalf of our son, whose life has been changed, and our family as well, on behalf of the other moms and dads who have children with special needs, on behalf of the students who come out here from the schools who are at risk, and also for the war veterans who need this assistance as well. I really appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you.
Just hold on to make her look at you.
Just did an either side.
Hey, Ella.
Okay.
So you know you work really, really hard as a volunteer and a rider for Beaming. And I wanted to let you know that this year we've decided unanimously that you are our champion at Beaming. And we want to present you with an award. You got, hold it up, show everybody.
Congratulations.
What do you have to say?
I don't know.
What did you do to deserve that award? Can you tell us?
Except for donating money to you every.
You raise money for Gulf voting, and you donate it to how many different nonprofits here in the state of Wisconsin? What?
3.
3 nonprofits. So you are our champion of champions. All right? Congratulations. Thank you, Todd.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Yep. You got any words?
Thank you.
All
She
right.
really enjoys riding, so she enjoys coming here with all the volunteers and riding the horses and spending time with everybody. So, thank you.
I do, but I want you to leave at least a half an arena length away from that. There's 2 horses in this arena and 4 walls.
Thank you for joining us this evening. We will be switching over to our Facebook platform to go live for our raffle ticket drawing shortly. Meanwhile, we have a few important reminders and some fun Beaming Incorporated photos to share with you while we recognize our amazing sponsors. Our silent auction will continue to run till 9 p.m. tonight. Bidding ends at 9 sharp. And if you haven't already, don't forget to check out our wine pool. Your bottle of wine comes with a chance to win really cool prizes. And don't forget to hop over to our Facebook page at 7 p.m. for the raffle ticket live drawing. But before we do that, we really want to take a moment to thank all of our amazing sponsors. We couldn't do this without you.
Good evening, everyone. I wanted to thank you all these sponsors, donors, the families, and everyone that joined us this evening to make our event something spectacular and our holiday special. We are now going to go to Facebook Live, where you can watch us do the 3 drawings for $2,000, $1,000, and $500. Find us on Beaming on Facebook Live right now, and we will also be doing our incredibly fun wine pull. I thank you so much for supporting Beaming, the riders, and all the community that we serve.